Remake of Nightmare on Elm Street. I think you could do a lot with Dreams. No, that's a really good point. I would love to see them do a remake of Nightmare on Elm Street and just come up with some really bizarre dream scenarios for Freddy, just to fuck with people. Hello, I just wanted to thank you for clicking on my video, and I wanted to let you know not only do I create content in my YouTube channel here, Class in a Glass, but I'm also on Twitch where I play single-player games, multiplayer games, I do movie reviews, cartoon reviews, and a whole bunch of other stuff. Also, it would be a big help if you can check out my Patreon, where you can gain access to audio commentaries, reactions, and the ability to submit questions for my podcasts and videocasts. And all that content can be found in the links below. In the meantime, enjoy the video. I have to get into these questions for you. I'm obligated after all. We got some good ones today. We always have good ones, of course. Let's go ahead and start these. All right, chat. So this is question 1. This is from John Early, also known as Brightburn chat. He has a Final Fantasy question. I've answered Final Fantasy questions on the stream before. He says, where do you think they went wrong with Final Fantasy VIII? I really like to hear your thoughts. Now, I am not, probably much like you, Brightburn, I am not a fan of Final Fantasy VIII. That felt like the time like a weird, just aberration. Because before then, chat, before that, we got Final Fantasy VII, great game. 6, one of my favorite games of all time. Probably my favorite JRPG of all time. So the Final Fantasy series, they were at their highest, chat, in terms of popularity and respect among the video game industry, chat. Oh, everyone loved Final Fantasy. And 8 was the one I was like, I don't know about this. Like, the game still did well because it was playing off of the hype of 7, of course, which was huge, chat. That's what really that's what really, I think, popularized JRPGs over in the West, chat, in the States and Europe. Well, it's 7, and I always respect it for that. It's not my favorite Final Fantasy, probably my 4th favorite, but it certainly had that amazing impact and effect, chat. Did not take away with it. 8, to me, it doubled down on the things that's 7, like, thank you! Irish Flash, thank you for the 303 biddies. That was very kind of you, good sir. Thank you. Final Fantasy VIII doubled down all the things that were kind of the worst aspects of Final Fantasy VII, and it's a couple things. One, the character of Cloud. He kind of starts out being he's relatively emo. He's got an attitude problem. There's no doubt about that. He's very disaffected. And in the main character of Chat, Squall. First of all, that's the first thing right there. You named your character Squall. I have to say that every goddamn time. It's not a nice word to say, chat. So 1, you named your character Squall. Not great. And 2, they just made him emo. Let's say everyone loves emo Cloud, right? Everyone loves that. He's disaffected, disenfranchised, doesn't give a shit, man. He's a nihilist. What if we create a character even more nihilistic and more depressed and emo than Cloud? And then you have Squall, chat. And that was just not great. He was a miserable character to play as. His dialogue options I thought were very bad. He just came out such a vapid and just boring character, chat. Everything he had to say was with a bit of attitude. It was like, I just don't even like picking these dialogue options for him. Another thing that bothered me, chat, the romance in the game I thought was terrible. Who's the main character from or the main romance option in 8? What was her name? Ronina? I'm trying to remember, chat. It's been so it's Renoa. Again, it didn't help that Squall had such terrible goddamn dialogue, chat, and it didn't help that Renoa, who is like, again, is an even worse version. Like, Aerith is charming and naive and things, but she has a secret power. Renoa's the same way, except she's more dumb. She's even more goddamn naive than Aerith was, and it just gets annoying. And it's like, why would these two characters, Squall and Renoa, get together? It doesn't make any goddamn sense. So that just really bothered me. And I just didn't deal with it. And the story was uninteresting. I was like, okay. Like, I could barely remember the story, chat. To me, yeah, that was not good. But thankfully, they recovered with 9, chat. 9, I thought, was awesome. Kind of went back to the basics of Final Fantasy in terms of a fantasy-esque setting, chat, which you don't often get with a lot of Final Fantasy games. Usually, it's dystopian or future. Although we are returning to that in 16, which I'm very excited about. But yeah, those are the two big things. I just hated the main character, hated the romance in it. And in the combat, it wasn't as satisfying, Chad. The gameplay, I felt like it got a little too overly complicated compared to 7's combat, which was relatively simple. But fun and challenging. Oh, Charisma, thank you for the birthday wishes. I appreciate it. Happy birthday to us. But oh, you're on October 1st, baby, too? Charisma, happy birthday to you, fellow October, baby. Fellow Libra. Appreciate you. Yes. Well, my friend played Final Fantasy X in front of me. I thought that was a fun game. See, I'm not a big 10 fan. A lot of people love 10. I'm not one of them. Like 10, I realized with 10 that this was going to be the direction of the Final Fantasy series. I was like, yep, I think this is it. I think it's out for me. Like the last Final Fantasy game I liked since 9, Shell. Like actually appreciated. 9, and then all these years gone by, and then finally got Final Fantasy 7 Remake, which I really enjoyed. I was like, this is good. This is fun. Not my favorite, but it's probably in my top, I don't know, top, maybe it's like in my bottom 5, I'd say, at this point. Yeah, it's the Titus left. Jesus Christ, Titus is another weird character. Everything to do with him, I was like, wait, what? Very bizarre. Engineer, I was going to name my daughter Vanille after the character in the game. Oh, that's nice. That's nice, man. Yeah, that's just kind of my general thoughts on H. I like Goofball Club. Yeah, Goofball Club. He gets better. The thing is, he becomes less nihilistic as the games go on. He opens up a little bit, which is cool. But yeah, that's my answer for Final Fantasy. That's why I'm not a big fan of it. Second question from John Early Chat. Are you going to bother with picking up a physical copy of Super Mario 3D All-Stars or stick with digital? Just digital. It's more convenient. Like, as I said, guys, in my life, like, the only thing I really do collect physical version of right now is Blu-rays for films I really enjoy. Like, I love this. Like, this is a movie I'm going to go back to multiple times a year. So, for example, like, John Carpenter's The Thing. I watched it all the time. I like the extra features on it, like the director's commentary. Like, that's something I will get, you know, but... for video games, I am all about the digital, Chad. It's all about convenience for me. So that's what I typically use. I know some people love their physical copies. Not taking that away from you. You enjoy your physical copies, Chad, but I'm in a point in my life where it's like I live in a relatively small space, and it's like I wish I just had more room and less clutter, and that's why I don't want to buy physical things. Woo! Chad, Robert! Thank you, Tibbetts. Final Fantasy 11 is the one I hate. Final Fantasy 12 I haven't played enough of 12 to have a definitive opinion on it, but a lot of people do like 12. 11, I never played 11, I think. Was that the MMO? That was the MMO that became Final Fantasy 14. I'm trying to remember. Art Thief, I collect physical because I'm the only person in my family that buys games. Everybody just borrows my stuff. See, you're like one of those. People be like, can I have that? They'll just borrow from you. And you lose track of everything. Honestly, stop taking my physical copies. I'm not taking the physical copies. I'm just saying I don't want them. That's the last thing I want. You keep them. You get them away from me. Oh, man. Oh, 12 was released $. See, I don't even remember. That's funny. 11 was the first MMO. 14 is new, which people like 14. But you play the 14th one. Yeah, you mentioned that, Van Spheres. You streamed that. Very cool. Gleam, people be ready to fight over the physical. I'm not fighting. I know that's a hot button issue for a lot of people. I'm just saying for me. I'm not taking away your physical media. I'm just talking about my own convenience and just how I like to consume and have my media in front of me. You know? Yeah, so you adore 14. Are you streaming that right now, buddy? Curious. PB, welcome to the stream. Good to see you. Ever since I upgraded my internet, I've been going digital. That's the other thing, yeah. Yeah, I don't know. It's just... Yeah, cheers. As we cut the cord and get streaming devices and things, it's just digital becomes more convenient for everybody. So I just kind of that's where I'm at right now, chat. Could change. When we get to the apocalypse, chat. When we get to the Mad Max, leather daddy, assless chaps, apocalypse, chat. We're all fighting over gasoline and ass. Then maybe I'll be like, you know what? Fuck. I don't have an internet connection. Should have bought physical copies. I should have bought them, chat. As I'm strapped to my Warlord's Doom Mobile. Then I'll say, you know what? You guys are right. You guys were right, chat. Oh, man. Real goes. I do love my physical media, Blu-ray collection. Colonel, over 500. Jesus Christ. My goddamn scouter just busted inside my eye. That's amazing. Rakaz, do you play any MMOs, Chris? I've talked about this before. I did like a 2-week free trial World of Warcraft. I was like, okay, I get it. I understand people like this game. It's not for me. The one I did play a good bit of was the Star Wars, the Old Republic MMO, which is kind of like a spiritual sequel to the Knights of the Old Republic video games. I like that, but I played it for the story, not for the gameplay itself, or just for the the MMO aspects. I just wanted that good BioWare narrative, and it gave me that. I played the on the Republic side, the smuggler, created a female smuggler chat named Saffron, pretty cool, and I played a Imperial spy on the Sith Empire side named Dronas Dakar, which is a lot of fun. Maybe if I ever play an MMO, chat, I will probably play the Old Republic. That's what I would do it. Yeah. Jaybird, and that day I'll send your shiny ass a friend request. Yay! You'll be one of the warlords. It's nice. Art Thief, I have a lot of shelf space. It's just in my comic books. Yeah, that's the thing. I have all my graphic novels under my bed. I have nowhere to put them. It's like, Jesus Christ. I wish I just had these all on a device, all on digital. It'd be so much more convenient because I have to lug these things all the time. If I move again, I'm like, oh, it's going to be a huge pain in the ass. Do you ask? I'm trying to get rid of my physical stuff. Had so much games and manga. That's the thing. It's just space. I just want less clutter in my life, chat. Like I'm just realizing, especially in the times of quarantine, it's just like, man, I just don't need all this stuff. I'm able to save more money in the long run. It's just, yeah, I don't know. That's my general thoughts on that, chat. So, but yes, I will be getting Super Mario 3D All Stars, but on digital. And we had the last question from John Early, also known as Brightburn, chat. He's asking, before the pandemic, when you used to go out to a bar, I frequented bars quite often. Darkslayer, yeah, graphic novels. Okay, my hentai collection. What do you want to call it? You call it graphic novels, I call it hentai smut. Whatever. Whatever, it's the same thing. Thank you, Darkslayer, for the 5 biddies. But, last question. Before the pandemic, when you used to go out to a bar, I did, and people would root for their favorite football team or their favorite sports ball team. Would you do the same thing, or are you not in the sports? Just curious. I am not a sports guy. I typically don't react to things like on TV or like movies or things like clapping and stuff like that. Like the last time I did that, chat, it was because it was a fucking event. We were like, oh my god, it was Avengers Endgame, chat, like the big moment where you had spoilers. Okay, you've had time to see this movie, chat, but when fucking Captain America picks up Thor's hammer, oh my god, it's happening. Beautiful moment, chat, beautiful moment. Or the portal scene, when everyone just comes out of the goddamn, when you fucking, like, Cap, he's got his arms all fucked up, she's like, it's like he's holding that fucking shield, the leather strap, chat, holding his goddamn arm together, chat, and he's facing just the sea that is the army, chat, of Thanos, the Mad Titan, chat. And he's like, I'm gonna fucking go down and find. Then he hears that static, chat. And it sounds like fucking Sam Wilson, a.k.a. the Falcon, chat. And he goes, on your left. He goes, huh? And he looks on his left, chat, and all the portals open up, and you got, now it makes me even more sad thinking about it. You have Chadwick Boseman walking out as King T'Challa, chat, the Black Panther, with his people. And it's just like, oh my god. And then all the portals open up, and then it's all the Marvel Universe, chat. And then everyone's just like, yeah, we're ready. And then, Captain America is like, Avengers, assemble. And they all go, ah! And so it was amazing. We all freaked out with that. That one I did it for, but rarely do I do it anytime. Definitely not for sporting events. I just don't. It's like, the guy threw the ball, I guess. And if you happen to have it on, which I don't. I really don't. Man, that was the last movie I could think of. Most of the time, just it's like, I enjoyed this. That's about it. Is it an Endgame review now? Hell yeah, it is, Hello Kitty. When you got me talking about goddamn Avengers and Marvel movies, that's what's going to happen. So I was going to go back to that. Because Wakanda forever. Indeed. Glee. Captain America picking up the hammer. Like top 5 for me. It's a top 5 moment for me. It's a great moment. Bright birthday, activities. I was rooting for Black Suit Peter to punch Harry in the face in the theater. That was a long time. Oh, and Spider-Man 3. Gotcha. I wanted them both to punch each other out. Pain my ass. Howard the Duck comes out. Yeah, Howard the Duck comes out of port. He's got like a fucking shotgun. I was like, there you go. There you go, people. He's there. Voiced by Seth Green, by the way. Oh. MRX's Avengers Endgame took all the excitement I had for any superhero movie. So you're just done with superhero films? I'm still excited for the future. I still want to see Black Widow, chat. Still want to see Eternals and all these. I want to see the Batman. Batman looks like the Suicide Squad. People saying like, well, I'm done with superhero films. No, if you're done, you're done. That's just how, I'm not telling you how to feel, chat. But for me, I'm like, okay, what's next? How do you evolve this? I want to see different interpretations of some of these characters, especially from like Matt Reeves' the Batman, chat, and James Gunn's Suicide Squad. Maybe redeeming, because those characters. Last time we saw Suicide Squad, chat, they sucked. And now I want to see what James Gunn's better version, because it inevitably is going to be better than David Ayer's version, what that's going to be like. Or Matt Reeves' Batman, chat, after having some kind of pretty crappy Batman movies the last couple of years. I was like, let's get a good one in here. I'm excited for that. And same with Marvel. I want to see how they're going to evolve their films, incorporate characters where it's like, oh, they're never going to do this guy now. It's like we're getting all these new shows. She-Hulk, chat, WandaVision. I want to see that spy series, you know, fucking Bucky and goddamn Falcon shit. That sounds good. All this stuff I'm excited for. Polka Dot Man, the inevitable Polka Dot Man spinoff, chat. Yeah, I cannot wait. Oh, yes. Yeah, but chat, that was old Brightbird's question. We can now move on, chat, to JT Asmussen. This is his first question, chat. Thank you, JT, for the question. Thank you for being a Patreon subscriber on a tier 4. It's very kind of you. Very generous of you. This is JT's first question, chat. The Tim Burton's Batman. Yeah, because he's doing the Flash film. That would be interesting. Now that's a combined universe I'm actually interested in seeing, or like multiverse them, and you know, them playing around with. Because at this point, the DC universe is all kind of scattered around. It's like, maybe these will connect, maybe they won't. Like that, I will allow it. That I will allow, chat. I think that might be fun. Not a big fan of Ezra Miller as the Flash. Really not. I think he was horrifically miscast, and I just did not like the way he played him in the movie. But I'm curious about it, at the very least. But the first question from JT Osmussen, chat. Best birthday wishes, Brozilla. Thank you, JT. What would be your ultimate birthday dinner? Honestly, man, I have not had red meat in a very long time. I need my meat, chat. I need the meats inside of me. I would love just a goddamn steak. Like maybe like a prime rib, chat. Prime rib, like a good amount of like horseradish on it, so it hurts my eyes, my nose. Each bite is delicious, chat, but it also hurts at the same time. So maybe like a big slice of prime rib, chat, horseradish, some grilled asparagus on the side, chat. That'd be pretty goddamn good. Very simple. Some roasted red tomatoes on the side as well, chat. Also, the steak, just fucking, you know, butter on top, and you got the goddamn garlic there too, chat. My mouth is watering just thinking about it. But very simple. Just a good steak dinner, right? That's what I would like. And maybe if I'm spoiling myself, a nice thick, like 3 C's thick, chat, slice of key lime pie, or maybe a cheesecake of some sort, chat. Either key lime pie or a slice of cheesecake. That's what I would like. That'd be a quality birthday dinner, chat. Some red meat. No. I mean, I eat meat. I mostly just I eat a lot of chicken. I eat a lot of I make pork chops myself. It's just, you know, red meat. I typically don't eat a lot of it. I do have some ground. I do ground beef and things. I make my ground beef. Usually it's either ground beef or ground turkey. Black bean burgers of roasted red peppers and garlic and onions and stuff. Those are pretty good. But I like a proper steak. I don't eat steak as often as well. In actually a while, man. But when I go out into like Russian stuff, I'm gonna give me the goddamn steak. Hell yeah. Except now it's rare. I haven't been to a restaurant in, Jesus Christ, probably 6-7 months at this point. It's been a while, chat. Oh, Steve Vitus, I'm like raw, chat. I'm quickly becoming Robert Pattinson in The Lighthouse. It's like, I need a goddamn steak. And he's like, you love me lobster, don't you? I don't want your fucking lobster. If I had a steak, I'd fuck it. And I'm getting there. I'm getting there, chat. Oh, man. Woo, I'm getting hungry. But yeah, it was good. Yeah, chat. So, slice of prime, big Hawkins slice of prime rib, garlic. You got butter on top, some horseradish dressing. Or not even dressing, chat, just horseradish. Straight fucking horseradish. Roasted tomatoes, grilled asparagus on there, chat. And for dessert, big Hawkins slice, thick, 3 C's thick, slice of key lime pie or cheesecake. That's what I would want. That's what I would want, chat. Oh, what about drive-through? I don't know. I just haven't eaten that much takeout food. I get a pizza every once in a while. I do get a pizza, but just cheap and quick and that kind of thing. Not like a proper, you know, like steak dinner or something like that. No. Oh man, Emerexis. I always appreciate when your New York accent comes out your door. Thank you. When I get excited, it comes out a lot. Oh man. How about liver with some fava beans and nice candy? I'd be open to that too, Brando. I've had liver. Liver's fucking tasty. Oh, it was already my dad and bro had tomahawk steaks for Father's Day. Oh, that's really nice. That sounds good. Sounds like a nice Father's Day. Very cool to hear that. Horseradish, you just put. Oh, man, I love horseradish. I'm sorry, it's good. It's just goddamn good, chat. On prime rib, not like on regular steak, but on prime rib, yeah. But regular steak, you don't need it. If you cook your goddamn steak right, you don't need any goddamn dressing on, chat. You don't need nothing. You don't need that A1 steak sauce. Get out of here with that shit. No. What you need is, chat, just, so you need the garlic and the butter in there, some couple of spices, chat, black pepper, salt. You'll be fucking good. You'll be fucking good. A nice rub on there, chat. Maybe some onions in there, too. Onions not bad. It's fucking gross. It's just like, you use A1, chat, when when the steak is just fucking charred meat. When it's just black charred meat, chat, you don't want it. And it's like, then you put the A1, it's like, I have to eat this. So you put the A1 sauce so it slides down to your gullet, chat. And they're like, you don't feel good afterwards either because that steak sauce is tangy, chat, so it sticks with you. It sticks with you, chat. But yes, that would be my answer. Let's get to the next question, chat. What do we got right here? What do we got? Question number 2. What are your most hated video game changes? Spider-Man recast aside. So yeah, as you guys know, there was a recent big change in regards to the remastered version of Marvel's Spider-Man, chat. For the PS5, they changed the character model for Peter Parker, and he looks weird. He looks like a little boy, Jay. It's like if you took Tom Holland and made him look even younger. And I'm like, this is odd to me. He does not look like the age he's supposed to be in the game, which I guess is like, what, 25, 24 or something? I was taken aback. The one thing that comes to mind, and I played it like a couple of years ago, was the now I can't say like it was all the games, but this one, it stood out for this one, the Ezio trilogy. When they did the remaster of the Ezio trilogy, chat, which is Assassin's Creed 2, Assassin's Creed Brotherhood, and Revelation, which are all games I like. Revelation's the weakest, but 2 and Brotherhood are really solid, very entertaining Assassin's Creed games. Chat. Highly recommend checking them out. You could skip 1, go right to 2, you'll be golden, in my opinion. But I remember when they did the remaster for that, and it was just, for whatever reason, the character models looked worse. I think they desaturated the colors and it's like make it more realistic, but it really took just the colors of Renaissance Italy out of all of those games, or at least in the first 2, I should say. And like that really bothered me. I was like, that was a case of a really shitty remaster, chat, a really bad port. But that was the one that always stuck out to me, at least for Assassin's Creed 2. I didn't know how Brotherhood looks. I have it on digital. That's how I played it, chat. Because it was on sale for like $10. I was like, oh, fucking 3 games for $10 would be perfect for streaming. I checked out. I was like, what the fuck is this? And I looked online, chat. A lot of people had the same opinions that it was a much lesser remaster, much lesser version of the original game, which is too goddamn bad. The other ninja, you remember? I raided you, the other ninja. I raided you last night. Welcome to stream, good sir. Just in the middle of my class in a glass cast for your ass, where I answer questions from my patrons and discuss them with you. That's pretty good. What about you guys? I'm just kind of curious. So Black Cat's Diller. Apparently they've de-aged Black Cat in the new remaster. I was looking at an image today of Black Cat, and they made her significantly younger look. I'm like, yeah. Now, of course, man, happy to spread the goodwill and support, my friend. You were very kind to me, so I want to do it to you as well. Happy to have you here, by the way. Cougar Black Cat, yes. Golden! Hocus Pocus season is indeed. I'll be doing a review of Hocus Pocus. Woo! Chats. The other ninja, thank you for the 42 biddies, my friend. Really do appreciate that. And again, welcome. Hope you're having a fantastic Thursday evening. But I'd say the Assassin's Creed remaster. That's the one that comes to mind immediately, chat. All right, this is JT's third and last question. If you could remake one bad or mediocre movie, what would it be? You know what? There was a movie a few years ago, chat, that forced an actor into retirement. It was about, I'd say, at this point, 17 years ago. Forced a notable actor, chat, who was in a long-lasting franchise. Came out in 2003. Can you guess who that actor was in that movie is? What I'm thinking of, right, chat? I'm curious if you know it. Some of you guys are big old film buffs. Got it. Chris Ayers nailed it. The League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, chat. Obviously a terrible film where it features notable notable fictional characters, chat, from, turn of the century fiction. Well, I guess, characters that were featured in fiction from like the 1800s, so you had Alan Quartermain, chat. You had Nina Harker. You had Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. You had the Invisible Man. Like all these characters from the 1800s, chat, the 19th century, I should say. And it was a fucking mess. It was just, it was confusing. It was incoherent. You had actors who clearly just didn't want to be there, especially in Sean Connery. Like, chat, like he realized after passing on films like The Lord of the Rings and The Matrix, he's like, well, fuck it, I'll do one of these. I'll do this one. And then he did that, chat, and it was just a mess. This is the film. He had such a miserable experience on. Him, the director, had such a miserable time working together. He's like, fuck it, I'm going to retire. This is the film that forced him into retirement. He had enough. And it's too bad, chat, because the concept of League of Extraordinary Gentlemen is actually really cool. It's based on several graphic novels from Alan Moore. I haven't read all of his League of Extraordinary Gentlemen. Apparently it gets really fucking weird later on. But his first 2 volumes, chat, where it features like this team coming together of all these notable fictional characters, chat. Alan Quartermain, Nina Harker from Bram Stoker's Dracula, The Invisible Man, Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, Captain Nemo from 10,000 Leagues Under the Sea. And it's great, chat. And they like in the first volume, they fight Sherlock Holmes' nemesis, Professor Moriarty, chat, who has like a world-ending plot. In the sequel, they incorporate a lot of Edgar Rice Burroughs' book, John Carter from Mars, chat. And John Carter's in it as well, and it's really good. And the thing is, though, like Alan Moore does fairly accurate, but also, renditions of those characters from the original works, also giving them all sorts of problems. Like, he made the Invisible Man. He was like, this Invisible Man, chat, he's a fucking rapist. Like, when they initially recruit him, chat, they go to, like, an all-girls boarding school. And for whatever reason, all the girls are pregnant. And the headmistress or the headmaster says, it's immaculate conception. It's beautiful. And they find out the Invisible Man's just been raping these girls for months. And that's how they end up pregnant. It's like, Jesus, fuck. And they get this guy because of his abilities, even though he's a huge piece of shit. Mr. Hyde, he's a fucking murderer. And he's been killing people in France when they recruit him. And Dr. Jekyll has to constantly deal with this personality. Very much like a Hulk scenario, Chad, except and when he turns, he might kill innocent people. Like, it's a really cool concept. And Hollywood looked in and said, well, we don't want to have the rape. Let's have less murder. Alan Quartermain, like in the graphic novel, chat, he was a heroin abuser or opium abuser, so he was always on the opium chat. And like, no one wants to see Sean Connery on opium. No one. I wouldn't mind, chat. That would have been kind of fun. So take that out of there. Nina Harker, she wasn't a vampire in the graphic novel, chat. They turn her into a vampire in the movie. But in the book, what's interesting about her, chat, she's kind of like an abuse survivor. Like, Dracula's long dead, and through her experience, her very traumatic experience, chat, she's kind of become like an activist almost. And she's the leader of the team. And in the movie, that is not the case. She is basically just, you're the sexy vampire lady. So, awful film, chat. Terrible. I would love it if they were to readapt it, either as a film series or probably better yet, chat. Yeah, I think it would be even better if they adapted it to the small screen. Turn into like an HBO series, HBO or Amazon, they seem to be doing really well when it comes to adapting mature graphic novels and comic book series, chat. Adult graphic novels. That's my pick, chat. Yeah, so bad Alan Moore insisted his name not appear on any future adaptations of his work. Yeah, that's true. Get the guy who directed Blade. To do League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, like the original Blade? I don't know. Like, I have to think of like who would do a really good job. Honestly, the team that works on The Boys, I think, would do an awesome job with that. I think that might be fun. Something about being invisible turns you rapist consistently. I don't know what that is. It must be a side effect. Also, at least we got Codename Steam, which was better. Which I never played that. Chris Ayers saw that. I thought I read that that's what they're doing, turning. Oh, so it is happening. Oh, shit. Oh, I had no idea. The same guy. Oh, fuck, shit. No, I don't want that. No. Brightburn. I mean, a Walmart miniature pie. What? Well, you were talking about the steak. I'm curious if you like James Mangold's 3:10 to Yuma. Yeah, it's a great movie. I remember when Corey reviewed it back in the day. He loved the shit out of it. By the way, they're making a Conan. I know. We're going to be talking about that on 8-Bit Crumbs. You guys know how much I love Conan, chat. They were listening to my stream. Thank you, good sir. Thank you. You're so goddamn supportive. I appreciate you. Raising my glass to you, chat. Thank you. Oh, that's who directed the film. Oh, I got you. All right, then yes, I know. It's funny. Like my initial reaction was, I can't see that guy doing it. And the fact that he did do it, and I was like, yep, that's probably the reason why I can't see him doing it, because he didn't do a good job. Right. Awesome. So I think that was JT's last question, chat. So League of Extraordinary Gentlemen. That's what I would pick. What about you guys? Is there like a particular film that you think that was kind of mediocre or bad that deserves another adaptation? Anything on the top of your head, chat, that's coming to mind? That's my one. League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, chat. Terrible movie. Just happens to be based on some really good properties. Yeah. They shouldn't try to sugarcoat like who all those characters are. Those characters are pieces of shit. Like Nina Harker and I guess, Captain Nemo, they're like the best of the best. Crusader remake Alien 3? Oh, yeah. Yeah, I mean, we talked about that before. That's why that was on my mind, but I know that I've talked about that on stream so often. But yes, remake Alien 3, tell the actual ending of Ripley, Newt, and Hicks and their story. You know, send them off in the sunset in the best way possible. Agreed. Hellboy. You think I mean, they tried to do that. It didn't work out. Like the first two Hellboy movies, like Guillermo del Toro was weird to me. Like I love his smaller budget films, his more personal movies like Devil's Backbone or Pan's Labyrinth or even The Shape of Water. And his big budget movies, I'm just never a big fan of. I did not like Blade 2. Not a big fan of Pacific Rim. Like Hellboy 1, I think is fine. I think Hellboy 2 is even better. It's probably the best of his big budget films. Van Helsing, that's a good pick, Van Spheres. Van Helsing would be nice just because I mean, one, that's so cool that you could have this one guy, this monster hunter in the the 19th century who's hunting down all these sorts of creatures and universe. Like that could have been an interesting concept, and they just fucking blew it. They did the thing that all those all films were doing in 2000s chat, where they were all felt reminiscent of the Matrix. Like, let's do The Matrix, except this, where everyone wears fucking hot leather for some reason, and everything's in slow motion. Van Helsing been a very interesting idea. Thank you, Bright Bird, for the 10 minis. The Avengers from 1998 is, that was a bad movie. That's a bad movie. Very, very bad. It's based on a series, too. Right, Skywalker says Van Spheres. Yep, I agree with that. I'd say probably, do the entire new trilogy over. Mm-hmm. Massacre Ted Helsing. I'm not familiar with Helsing. British Action remake. Are they doing that? Doesn't Disney own that property now? Mr. Welcome to the stream, by the way. Yeah, that would be good. That's a good one. Good choice. Congo's like dumb fun. Congo's like, yes, let's get a new one. But that movie's just really stupid and funny, and I like it. Prometheus, absolutely. I used to like reading Percy Jackson. It really does need a do-over. Yeah, I agree. Constantine 2. Yep. Mm-hmm. It was a Predator remake. You know, the first one is not too bad. In hindsight, it's probably the third best Alien movie, which is that's saying something, but probably is. See if someone's trying to redo the Mummy again. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, good point. Theme-Man, Justice League. I'd say Justice League, Man of Steel, Batman v Superman, or just have none of those exist. But yeah, I agree with you. Good picks. Golden, AVP was your pick too? Troy, welcome to stream. Hey everyone, how's the stream going? Doing well, man. Just answering some questions. Part of class in the glass cast for your ass. Just finished JT's question. Moving on to Josh's chat. 7 Facades. Yeah. Anaconda? Oh, Anaconda's so much fun. I don't know if I want that remade. It's great. But you have to cast John Voight. He has to be in that somehow. Austin goes tactics game by the people who made the Fire Emblem. Oh, okay. It's what like XCOMs, but they fought Cthulhu monsters, and the character were book characters, had all the characters from Wizard of Oz. Oh wow, wow, Moby Dick, Tiger Lily from Peter Pan. Wow, interesting. Very cool. Very cool, chat. Dreamcatcher. I mean, I just want Dreamcatcher not to exist. It's a terrible book and a terrible movie. Even Stephen King admits it's like, yeah, that's an awful book. I'm sorry. He apologized about it. I'm sorry. Oh, man. Oh, Brandon, all the Jurassic Park sequels would be wiped out. Yes, just a standalone, agreed. Yeah, I'm right there with you, man. None of them even measure up to any capacity to that brilliant first film. I agree with you. Especially after just, because I did my review for the Lost World, a couple weeks ago. Oh, what an awful movie. So boring and just nonsensical, chat. But now we can move on to Josh's questions, chat. This is question number 1 from Josh. Thank you again for being a subscriber, tier 4 subscriber. Very generous of you. With the spookiest month now upon us, it is indeed, chat. It's the first day of the spookiest month. If you could choose one classic horror movie to be remade, what would you choose? God, that is a very good question. You know what? This is going to be a controversial one because it's considered to be both a classic among certain circles and also a bad film among other circles, chat. I kind of fall into more of the bad film category, but there's an interesting premise in it. And I would really like to see a remake of Event Horizon, chat. The whole concept of it is basically you have like Lawrence Fishburne and his team. It's in the future, chat. It's in outer space. Lawrence Fishburne and his team, they're going to investigate a vessel, spacecraft, chat, that disappeared years ago, if not decades ago. And they go on board, And everything seems okay, but then they all begin experiencing like weird shit. Like, wait, is this like an infection? Is this supernatural? And we eventually find out, chat, that the devil, the devil himself, chat, Satan, has taken over the vessel, chat, and is fucking with everybody. I think that would be really cool. I mean, I would probably not go to the fantastical supernatural angle. Like, I don't know, supernatural stuff in space is weird to me. That's like two genres that don't really work together, chat. It's like when you brought a sci-fi element to Indiana Jones. It's like, yeah, they're just not connecting. They're not cohesive. But I love the premise. I love the idea of, you know, this fucking crew finds this vessel. It's been gone for decades, chat. It's like, okay, what the hell went down in here? Make a little mystery of it, chat. Maybe make it be an alien type thing or infection. Kind of go like combine certain elements of like Alien and The Thing and Dead Space, and I think you can have like a really entertaining sci-fi body horror feature, chat, for Event Horizon. That I think would be really cool. Event Horizon hasn't made the list yet. It's not. We might have to review it. So what else you guys are thinking? Maximum Overdrive? Oh, Maximum Overdrive is so much fun, though. I don't know if I want that remade. It won't be as dumb. I would remake Terminator Salvation. There was a lot of potential of doing a Terminator movie with a set post-Judgment Day. That's a really good one, Deadpool. Welcome to the stream, by the way. Yeah. It's like, that had the most potential because it could be the most different out of all the previous films. And it just, yeah, I don't know. I think McG just was not the director for that project. You could get so much of a post-apocalyptic scenario, chat, and it just felt so generic. It's too goddamn, because they had a lot of interesting elements in the film. You had a hell of a Christian Bale as the main character, chat. Christian Bale, chat, Batman at the time. The Dark Knight had come out a year before. It's like, he's gonna be John Connor in a Terminator movie. Oh my god! And the movie is just like, yeah. You know, that's a great pick, Deadpool. Very good pick, my friend. Thank you, Brightburn, for the 10 middies. Appreciate you. Man from U.N.C.L.E. was Henry Cavill's Bond audition tape, but I think it does a sequel. I'm not a fan of Man from U.N.C.L.E. That was one of those movies I thought, it's a movie that thought it was funnier than it was, and I just didn't find it funny. I thought it kind of boring. And that was one of the films I'm like, yeah, Henry Cavill is just a wooden actor. Really, it wasn't until The Witcher, chat. I was like, you know what? There's some charm to you, Henry Cavill. I'm seeing that now. Yeah, I just was not a fan from The Man from U.N.C.L.E. Classic. I don't know. I guess it has to be at least 20 years old, I'd say. Event Horizon is at least 20 years old. I'm not even a big fan of the movie, but I think there's an interesting concept there you can play around with. Oh. I think that would be really cool. Remake of Nightmare on Elm Street. I think you could do a lot with Dreams. That's a really good point. I would love to see them do a remake of Nightmare on Elm Street and just come up with some really bizarre dream scenarios for Freddy, just to fuck with people. And where Freddy can almost be like a Pennywise-esque character where he takes on different forms and pretends to be different people. That would be interesting. That's good. That's a good choice, Steve Man. I like that choice. Hope you're doing very well. Brad Garrison, It Part 2, while not terrible, no, I agree with you there. Yeah, it could have been better. Sally, yeah, but thankfully Part 1 acts as just a really good, kind of one-off. You don't have to secret. Thank you so much, Casayumbra. With the subscription, use that Prime subscription. Very, very kind of you. Welcome to stream. Hope you're doing well. Oh, no, a lot of people like Event Horizon. Yeah. Event Horizon miniseries and HBO Max would go. That would be good, Mr. Mist. I'm digging that. Yeah. I like it. It would work really well if they would go the route of Clue and have various endings be shown different showings. Like a Clue remake? I'd love a Clue remake. You could definitely do a Clue remake. Yeah. A remake of 2001: A Space Odyssey, less boring. Yeah, I agree with you there. That's a boring film. Cavill's more charming as a person than an actor. I agree with that. What about Mission Impossible 6 with Arms Reloaded? I just did not care for him in that. I know I was in the very small minority that just was like, yeah. Didn't really care for him. Terminator Salvation would be interesting, though. I like that. That's a good pick. Remake of New Nightmare? I really liked it. Well, you know what? You could do like a really cool reboot of the entire Nightmare franchise. You could do so many interesting things with Freddy and Dreams and things. That'd be kind of cool. How about nobody made a meme of Herman's Pennywise face? I know, I'm shocked. Devin, you get to go to a universe where any director you want can make any superhero movie you want, starring whoever you want. What is the movie? Oh, man, that's like a question I gotta think about, though, man. That's like a Patreon question. That's very hard. That's a hard one, man. I'm gonna have to take time to sit on that one. Make the Doom movie? I would rather they not do a Doom movie. I prefer they just stick with the video games. Yeah, it's just for me. Man, Rexus, hey man, congratulations on going full-time on Twitch. Never forget the DT community has your back. No, thank you, Rexus. That is so kind of you. Thank you so much. And you guys are amazing. Thank you. My phone just died, recharged it now, but my question, I hope it was. Thank you, Chris. As I can answer that for Herman. Mike Flanagan directs console. Oh, god damn it. That's it. Chris Ayers now. That's the thing. Yeah, that's going in any universe chat. Goddamn Mike Flanagan. I also set up for David F. Sandberg. David F. Sandberg could do it too. A Constantine remake chat with Dan Stevens as John Constantine. That's a good one. That's a really good one. Yeah, there you go, Devin. There's your answer. Chris Ayers helped me out with that. He picked up the slack with that one. Very nice. Now think about that. I'm going to come back. I'm going to put a pin in that. I'm going to put a pin in that one. All right, Chad, we'll get to Josh's second question. Are you going to, or where is it? Ooh, Robert, thank you for the 10 minutes. They should make a Doctor Doom solo film and make it feel like X-Men First Class, because in X-Men First Class, man, you know, I agree. I think they should build Doctor Doom over time. Make him a compelling character. You actually like him. And then it's like his fall is so sad. Josh, what horror property would you choose to adapt to a film? I mean, there's one that they've been trying for such a long time to adapt, chat. And I mean, it's you know, it's relevant right now. But H.P. Lovecraft's At the Mountains of Madness, chat. H.P. Lovecraft, we can all agree, he was a piece of shit. He was a racist, chat. But he had some interesting ideas and short stories and general stories in general. And At the Mountains of Madness, chat, was a very influential work, chat. Everything from stuff like The Thing to supernatural horror, chat. I mean, Guillermo del Toro was allegedly involved at one point in the production of it with Tom Cruise at the star, but that went nowhere. But the whole premise is, chat, it's like takes place in the early 1900s, maybe late 1800s, follows this geologist, possibly a geologist, biologist, and they take an expedition to Antarctica, chat, and they find these, really, this ancient dead civilization underneath the ice, and they learned that might not be dead. Might not be dead, chat. And they introduced like a lot of the concepts of the elder gods and the hentai, chat. I think that would be really, really cool to see them do At the Mountains of Madness. I mean, you'd have to have a pretty significant budget to do something like that, chat. Like, honestly, my director of choice for that would be Denis Villeneuve, chat, who previously did Blade Runner 2049, currently working on Dune, did Arrival, did Sicario. Like, Denis Villeneuve At the Mountains of Madness would be awesome. That's what I would want, yeah. You make Disney the Haunted Mansion? Oh, man. Is that with Eddie Murphy? Is that the one with Eddie Murphy? Forget. Chris Harris, yeah, the Del Toro movie got shut down because he asked for too much money and wanted to be R. Yeah. Now they can do that now. I would love that. It was. Oh, yeah, I never saw that. I never saw the Haunted Mansion. I was like, this doesn't look good. This doesn't look good at all. But yeah, that's my answer. At the Mountains of Madness, chat, with Denis Villeneuve directing. Who to star? Dan Stevens, chat. Dan Stevens as the biologist/geologist, chat. Here's Josh's final question. And I'll take some more questions from you guys before I leave. What horror video game do you feel most deserved a sequel it never received? Oh, Josh, this will make you happy, man. We're going to be on the same wavelength right here. Alan Wake, chat, they left off on a big fucking cliffhanger of like, what the hell happened? What happens now? And for 10 years, we didn't know. And they have answered it apparently, at least made some headway into that, chat, with the Control, which takes place in the same universe as Alan Wake. Apparently, things in I don't want to say too much in case of spoilers, chat, but apparently things in Control are heavily influenced by events in Alan Wake. It's like interesting. But I'd love to have got a sequel to Alan Wake, chat. You know, the whole premise is it's kind of has the presentation of a television show, chat. Like how it does like its cut scenes and like previously on Alan Wake and all that stuff. It's like, it's an interesting idea. I don't know if it fully works, chat, but it's like, hey, they went for it. Follows his author, named Alan Wake, chat. He's got writer's block, and it goes with his wife, chat, to Bright Falls up in Oregon or somewhere. It's in the Northwest, chat. And shenanigans ensue, chat. Shadow people come upon them. The wife gets kidnapped, chat, and he's got to deal with a conspiracy, a cabal, chat. And while fighting evil machinations. It was a fun game, chat. I played on stream before. I really enjoyed it myself. It just ends. It ends so abruptly, and like, okay, what's going to happen next? And we don't know. We kind of know now with the Control DLC, which I will play. I read a little bit about that, chat, what they were saying. I was like, this sounds really cool. But I think a proper Alan Wake sequel would have been really neat, chat. I would have loved to have gotten a proper Alan Wake sequel. Isolation is, oh my God, Thief Man. Oh my God, that's such a great pick. Yes. Yeah. Oh, fuck. They did a sequel to that, but it was some mobile game shit. Very good pick, Thief Man. Yes. Alien Isolation. Great. Yeah, let's see the next chapter in Amanda Ripley's storyline, chat, where, you know, that's the daughter of Ellen. Great pick. Farai, welcome to stream. How you doing, my friend? Currently answering Patreon questions on stream. Austin Prototype 3. I've never been a big fan of the Prototype series. I didn't like any of the main characters. Oh, I never played the second one, but I played the first one. I thought, what's his name, Mercer, was not a good guy. Did you play the Alan Wake DLC in Control? Not yet, but I will. Oh, Snick. Only Sean Ashmore was in it and had time power. That's right. Maybe they're all connected, right? Here's, hey, what you think of small indie directors doing big budget franchise movie, for example, the dudes that did Captain Marvel. Was it also like a wife and husband and wife collaboration? I mean, sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. I mean, when you think of like indie directors or directors who work on, you know, small projects, whether it be television, maybe they've had one film. I mean, the Russo Brothers, perfect examples of that, chat. Like before they did Winter Soldier and I mean, Civil War and Infinity War and Endgame, chat. Like, oh wow, they're like highly in demand. Like they're probably best known for directing episodes of Community, chat. Some of the best episodes of Community, which is a comedy series on NBC. And like I think their only other cinematic feature was You, Me, and Dupree, a kind of really shitty Owen Wilson comedy. Like that was it. And then they made those movies. It was shocking. Husband doing to Captain Marvel was like, you know, it's a crapshoot. You never know what you're gonna get. Never know. Remember, this is a bit off topic, and film concept and MCU Ant-Man period piece set. And I brought this up before. I've talked about this. France, there's a spy movie with a young Hank Pym, either D.H. Michael Douglas or a new actor. They did a big interconnected story. And to see, now I kind of want them to get weird and grit. No, I would love it. I would love more period piece Marvel movies. I agree. I think a 70s era, like heist film or whatever, with a Hank Pym, like a young Hank Pym Ant-Man, that would sound great. Definitely. I love that idea, Jay Bird. I dig it. Ooh, Devin. You know, Alan Wake, as we just said in the Thing game. Yeah, the Thing game is like, ooh, I want to love you, but yeah, it's too flawed. But there was a good concept in that. Robert, think of the one bit. If they make Who Framed Roger Rabbit, I don't want them to make any Who Framed Roger Rabbit remake. Fuck that. I don't want any of that. I want that film. The thing is, they can never remake it. They can never remake that movie. It's not possible for them. Because you'd have to get all those companies in the same goddamn room, and that film is going to be. It's going to be looked at like, how did this movie happen? Like, even to the sim, like, how did this happen? And apparently there were thousands of pages of contracts and negotiations share, like how, you know, what character's going to get what amount of screen time. It was amazing that movie came to be. That's why it's one of my favorites. So it's a very important film in history, chat. There's nothing else like it. Thank you. Dark Seven, 5 minutes. Who Roger Rabbit was it was lightning bottle, and I don't want them to touch it again. I just like leave it alone. Just leave it alone. I don't want a sequel. They talked. You can find footage of them possibly like work on a sequel, chat. Like in the late 90s, there was a like a CGI version of. I guess it was like a CG 2D combo. No, it was like a 3D image of Who Framed Roger Rabbit, who's moving around a room and shit. Like the stuff exists. They wanted to do this, chat, but I don't want them to touch it. It's perfect. It's perfect the way it is. It's one of my favorite movies of all time. I just don't touch that. Leave it alone. Oh, man. That's right. Good point, Chris here. Ryan Coogler started out with Fruitvale Station, worked on Game Black Panther. Yeah, so many good examples. I have nothing wrong with that. I mean, sometimes you get like these indie directors who work on these big projects and it just destroys them. You know, I mean, look at Josh Trank with Chronicle. Chronicle, I mean, it's a superhero film, sure. It's a genre movie, but it's a found footage, you know, kind of relatively low budget film, and it just became a huge success. And then he worked on Fan Four Stick Chat, and that destroyed him. You know, some of that was his fault, some of that was the studio's fault, some of that was a lot of people others' fault, sure. But then you get situations where, like Ryan Coogler, who knows did the transition beautifully to Black Panther. Went from Fruitvale Station to Creed, and then the Black Panther Chat. That's a hell of a fucking transition. Did really good for him. Yeah. Hello Kitty, Warner and Disney made a super tentative contract. WB and Disney characters had to have the exact same screen time. That's why Bugs and Mickey and Donald Daffy share the same scenes. Very, very true. First Ghostbusters Lightning Bottle. I still want to give that new Ghostbusters movie a chance. I still want to give it a chance, Jeff. Yeah. But I believe that was the last question that we had. I think that was the last question. Yeah, that was it. That was Josh's last question. So, chat, I want to thank all my Patreon subscribers. Thank you so much for these questions. It was very, very enjoyable answering all of them. I do have to get going in a half minute. Also, Fox Max Linus, indeed. Probably curious. Haven't you had some ideas for Gremlins if they would remake it? No, I really haven't. Gremlins, like, I'm not, as you guys know, I'm not a big Gremlins 2 fan. Didn't care for the new batch at all. I love the original movie. Did a spoiler review of that not that long ago. Highly recommend checking that out. Shit, it was fun. I don't know. Nah, nothing's coming to mind for how they would do another Gremlins movie. Yeah. Perfect. Let me have the two. Better be good if they replace the Black Panther character. I don't think they're going to replace the Black Panther character. What they'll probably do is they'll either recast him, which I don't think they should do, or they'll have one of the other characters take over as the mantle of Black Panther. So like Shuri. I think that's the obvious choice. That's just me. People also said Killmonger, but he's dead unless they do pull some shenanigans where he's like, no, he didn't die. It's like, all right, well, that's a redemption story. But I think that's what they'll probably do. Mr. Hummany, you're welcome to stream. Hey, what are we talking about? We were doing some Patreon questions, my friend. This is my Class in the Glass cast for your ass, where I answer questions from my Tier 4 patrons. We have a nice discussion, have a nice back and forth. It's pretty fun. Here, so I bet you're going to talk about Minecraft and Smash for 8-bit. Yup, we're going to talk about a lot of big video game stories. There was quite a few that popped up in the last few days. Today, Minecraft and Smash. We got the Spider-Man stuff, all the Spider-Man stuff today, including Electro and the Into the Spider-Verse. A lot of good stuff. No one dies in comics. Sadly, no one dies in comics. They all come back. Well, except Uncle Ben. Uncle Ben is definitely dead. He not come back, chat. Uncle Ben's been dead. He's been the one consistent one. Yeah. It's funny, like, when you think about comics, chat, like, years ago, people said, like, the 3 people in comics who never come back, Uncle Ben, Jason Todd, and Bucky. And 2 of them have come back. But the thing is, they did handle their resurrections well. No, in the comics they didn't. Jason's Todd was fucking weird. The movie version of Jason's Todd's resurrection makes a lot more sense than the comic book version. So, there was that. Perfect. No Time to Die had a nice callback to Skyfall in the fall trailer. I don't remember. It's been a hot second since I saw the trailer. Chat. Thank you. Who is that new follower, chat? Who's this new person? Gary Cogger Keo. I'm gonna call you Gary. Gary, thank you for the follow. Welcome to stream. You're my new Huckleberry. Yes. I love Under the Red Hood. No, me too. That's like my second favorite Batman animated film or DC animated film. It's great. If you guys have not seen Batman Under the Red Hood, please do so. The book is good, but it gets weird. Gets into some weird Final Crisis bullshit with his resurrection. But the movie negates all that. They don't have any of that in there. Just simplify it, which is great. Woo! Searching for the 12-hour stream is up in Discord thanks to Carlo. Thank you, Phantom Knot. Very kind. Woo! Chat. What movie is that music from? The 10 bits one? Oh, it's random. So this one is from Halloween. This is John Carpenter's Halloween theme. The one for Freddy is Dream Warriors, the third Nightmare on Elm Street. I have a Pennywise alert, which is the his dialogue from the second film. I know your secret, your dirty little secret, which is when he's messing with fucking Bill Hader. And the other one, chat, the follow alert, that's me as a Deadite, and that's from the original Evil Dead. That's the music that plays at the very end, chat. Like that. Pretty cool. Thank you, Brightburn. It was about Moneypenny shooting Bond? Oh, yeah. Gotcha. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, but what actor would you cast as Uncle Ben MCU? I always thought Timothy Olyphant. I mean, that's a good choice. This is a good. I always thought, like, it's too late now. I would thought like Jeff Goldblum as Uncle Ben would have been kind of fun. It's just like this really he's like a nerdy guy, but he's sexy. So he's like matches like Marissa Tomei sexiness. It's like I could see them getting together. I could definitely see that. No, fucking Joe Pesci. Joe Pesci is Uncle Ben, chat. So we can have a my cousin Vinny fucking reunion, chat. That's my Uncle Ben. Peter, you motherfucker, you got me shot. Look what you did to me. Oh, like that. Joe Pesci is my answer, chat. Joe Pesci. Such a New Yorker. Hell yeah. You gotta make him be. Oh, wow. It's funny for one. Like, I was thinking of Jeff Bridges the other. Like, I always constantly, what would be a great addition to the MCU, Jeff Bridges? I keep forgetting. Oh, fuck, he played Obadiah Stane. Sadly, such a forgettable character. Uncle LaRusso. That's right. Everyone's like, yes, Joe Pesci. But chat, sadly, I do have to bid you adieu. I gotta head up to Austin right now, guys. But in the future, these Q&A sessions will be. But we did get through all the questions. Actually, we spent a good amount of time on each one. That was a good time. Dark Side of the Puppies, Peter. Peter, am I funny? Do I amuse you? Do I make you laugh? Am I clowning you? Oh, I got shot. Peter, save me. Save me. And they don't save him, chat. He's dead. Thank you, Dark Slayer. But yeah, we got you, man, to get all through the question. But again, chat, if you happen to be a Tier 4 Patreon subscriber, you can submit the questions that these individuals submitted to me, chat. And we could have a nice discussion. Obviously, when I am able to do this for a living, these sessions will be longer, chat. They'll be a little earlier, chat. We'll have more time. Good, we'll have more of a back and forth of each other. Because that's what I want to do, chat. I want to make sure that these streams are longer, giving you plenty of quality content, my friends. But thank you. Thank you for watching tonight, guys.